Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go! Let's go! Let the Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No one.
And of course, you're going to get the Coppins. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Happy Saturday night to one and all here. I'm glad I made it. I'm just glad I made it. It's been an interesting day, like trying to get back into the routine of actually coming back to work after having a few days off and, just trying to get back to the schedule. On call last night, so I'm just running around like a chicken with his head cut off, getting ready for tonight, but looking at tonight's card for Collision. Once again, everybody, welcome. Good to see you here tonight. It's an extra special night over here on the channel. YouTube, we're here for Collision, but for YouTube and Twitch, for Twitch specifically, not only do we get Collision, but we also get the return of Season 2 of WWE 2K My GM, the solo version, where we actually get to sit down and talk some wrestling in between. We're going to book our draft for Season 2, as well as probably going to do Week 1. We'll do Week 1, get our feel into it, see if we can get some rivalries established, and work our way towards possibly keeping this number one status we have over on the old solo brand here. So, once again, everybody, like I said, thank you for being here. Always appreciate it. And tonight's card actually looks pretty decent. I know it was pre-taped. Don't get me wrong here. So, we haven't looked at many spoilers, but Ty Valkyrie taking on Alex Windsor tonight. Roosh versus Shibata, which will be a lot of fun. Ricochet and AR Fox, which will be a great match. Megan Bank and Ty Mello, which those two have been going promo-wise all over the book right now. Gates of Agony versus the Guns versus the Crew versus Big Bill and Brian Keith in a $200,000 tag match. Glad to see TK is reinvesting his money back into AEW the way that he is, investing in his athletes here. And it looks like our main event possibly could be Bandito, Jet Speed, and Mascara Dorada versus Alexander, Archer, Hechicero, and Rocky Romero. I know for some people that isn't a lot of big names involved in this show, but Collision's always been one of those that's always been a great show regardless. We're also going to hear from Dustin Rhodes, as well as Max Caster is going to have another of his weekly challenges. It's going to be interesting to see. Like, this is the week after All In, the biggest pay-per-view of the year. And you got to stifle your expectations a little bit, I feel. And I think Wednesday, for the most part, hit it out of the park. As we're just pulling up to the start of the show here. Oh, commercial break first. Honestly, stifled expectations might be a very important thing going forward, just because we do have, 8 weeks until our next AEW pay-per-view, and let's see now. The next one technically is All Out. Forbidden Door is a separate thing altogether, but All Out is 2 months from today? In Toronto, or 2 months from yesterday, sorry. Let me get my numbers right. 2 months from tomorrow. Oh, who we got first here, Tony? Who you bringing out, Dustin? Well, Fletcher's about ready to come out and kill him. I will say this was one of the better feel-good moments of All In last week. I know it was horrible with what happened with Adam Cole. We do wish him all the best. Haven't seen him online since, so I don't know whether he's going to be streaming or not. We're going to give him the time regardless. And honestly, if it's a concussion issue, if it is a concussion issue, staring at TVs is not going to help you. So I can understand why you would get away from. You can tell this got edited already. Gotta love having the Dusty Rhodes chat right in the middle of the arena right now. Wow. Dustin's got a real feel here. That's fair. At least his promo's not getting cut off like somebody else we saw last week. And he did. Hey, Zoya, how you doing tonight? Very emotional promo here by Dustin, which pretty much is par for the course for him. But how's your Saturday here? Hope it's going well. Love that one guy in the crowd. And Dustin says a lot of failure in his life. No! Just got up from an. Hey, I envy you, my friend. I managed to go lie down for about 15 minutes this afternoon, just between work and getting back to things here. Well, at least he's willing to give a fighting champion here, which means Kyle Fletcher should be coming out here any second now. Oh, never mind. It's just Don Callis, period. And Kyle Fletcher. Wonder how long he'll get to hold on to the belt. I'm thinking Forbidden Door, if not sooner. I don't think this is going to be very long at all. He wants the damn microphone. Don't shake his hand. It'd be interesting to see if they actually do let him run with it for a while. Maybe even give him a win at Forbidden Door and then move. Yeah, definitely transitional champ. Absolutely. Hey, Bray, what's the card tonight? Happy you should ask. Right now, we got Kyle Fletcher in the ring, telling off Dustin Rhodes. Taya Valkyrie taking on the debuting Alex Windsor, her first singles match as an AEW wrestler. Ricochet taking on AR Fox in a humdinger of a rematch. Rouge versus Shibata, which should be insane. A $200,000 tag match. Gates of Agony, Guns, Crew, and Big Bill O'Brien Keith. Megan Bain and Ty Mello, which very well could main event the show tonight. Then we also have Bandito teaming up with Mascara Dorada and Jet Speed, taking on Alexander, Archer, Hichisero, and Rocky Romero, the Callis family. It all depends on the mood I'm in, really. I've never been much of a rap guy, so probably more likely Omegas. You got to remember, I was in wrestling. I had a walkout song. I guess, a little bit of a surprise for everybody here. And it was the ultimate level of cheesiness, too. The promotion I worked for was called Monster Pro Wrestling. And it was The Sound of Madness by Shinedown. Three times, right? Three times. Ha! Attaboy, Fletch. What's with the hearts on the pants, though? Not that there's anything wrong with it. It just did Sky buy him those pants? Okay. Bray, just a heads up for you, Bray. And I know we've been having this a couple times. I'm going to have to stop and say this right now. I don't mind Nick getting a free plug here once in a while, but typically it's pretty bad etiquette to promote other people's streams and somebody else's stream. Just a heads up. Nick, I don't mind. He'll be around for Slammiversary. I love seeing that, but like hell, I'll plug the hell out of Nick, but at the same time, just be careful about that, okay? Because you've done it more than once with other people as well. I just know sub channels. I'm pretty easygoing. I think everybody knows that. Some channels will actually ban you for doing that. So Fletcher's only 25. Yeah. No. He started early. So hey, Michael, thank you. Appreciate it. Glad to see you over on the YouTube's actually getting the chance to watch at the same time as we're going right now. But no, Bray, how you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. It's a little crazy, a little tied up, and we got a great weekend of wrestling coming up here. Yeah, Swerve's going after Okada. It appears that way, at least. Or Okada's going after Swerve more like, oh, God. Why is Callis trying to put Rhodes in the Callis family? Hadn't seen it. Hadn't seen it, Bray. Well, looks like we got this feud all set up. I wonder if they're gonna go Forbidden Door on this one. Like what? We only got 5 weeks away from Forbidden Door. This could actually be like early August. This could be like the finale to Chicago. This could be a potential match that they could do on the last week of the residency in Chicago. Because I do know they like to end the week on something or the run on some very big matches. So now we're going to get more Willow versus Chris, or what's going on here? Oh, they're showing a promo package from everything that they talked about early over on Wednesday. Oh. Or what the heck is that? All right. It's a weird promo that they put in there. Just clicking up some different points that are going on here, but didn't seem any real rhyme or reason for that. Just not very all over the place. Ricochet coming out here without the Gates of Agony. Oh, they have their own match tonight, so that sort of makes sense, but and leave it up again. Her dog Callis got mad when he found out that Okada's title's undercut. Yeah, you need to go back and check. Do yourself a favor, go back and check the press conference out, like the All In post show. This was part of the hour that Saturday Night's Main Event was on, overlapping the press conference. They actually had Okada and Callis sitting there with Tony Khan, and he's like, "Oh, congratulations on your title win." And Don's all happy, shaking hands, kissing babies, all that great stuff. And all of a sudden, Tony Khan's like, "Oh, yeah, since the Continental Champion won the championship, the title's going to be defended under Continental rules now, so therefore nobody's going to be allowed to be a ringside during the matches." You could see Callis's face just get 3 shades closer to white there. It was really funny. It's like one of those. I wish I had the video up. I gotta work on that. Possibly getting some ways to show video while we're doing it. Have you ever checked out Joker's friendship in MKX? Sorry. So the Joker, what he does, he's pulling out the gun like he's gonna shoot the guy in the head. All of a sudden, the batarang hits him in the back of the head, and he looks back up. He's like, "All right, Betsy, you ruined all the fun." And then as he's sitting there, he's like, they do the whole friendship. Joker wins, so he's still pointing the gun, just smiling. And then he looks back up there. And pretty much sees where Callis was during that press conference, to be honest. It's a better visual if you actually look at the video itself, but that's probably the next thing I want to start working on with these streams here is get a little bit more 8V together for you guys so we can use that a little bit more here. Actually, the next thing I'm going to be doing is fixing the overlays for the my GMs. I wanted to have that done this week, but I got sidetracked here. Okay, I didn't watch Bray. I'll be honest. I was working last night. That's why I didn't stream last night, because I was working. And I'm assuming you bet last night, not last year. Because I think everybody collectively said that, we knew it'd be a little second till the Gates of Agony showed up. Really, Ricochet? That's like the oldest trick of the book. Well, look out, Gates. I do love that move. I'm not a fan of some of this camera work they do at AEW, though. Like, they should have showed a picture of, they should have stick on AR whenever he's doing, like, a momentum move, right? Stick on the competitors in the ring. Don't worry about the guys on the outside. You bald fraud, yeah. They're moving it up a week. I like that. It's on the Friday of the long weekend. So, Death Before Dishonor. My pre-birthday Dynamite's going to be in Pittsburgh, PA. That's awesome. But Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor, it was scheduled for the week after the long weekend. But they're actually moving it to the Friday of the long weekend. Well, that's got to suck. It's nice to see Ricochet get this faction put together here. Getting a little bit of extra backup as he's going along here. All right, we are in full commercial break because Discovery can't figure out what picture is. I think I'm going to be working towards trying to get everything, like, able to watch it on my own screen here as I'm streaming. So maybe when I do some small clips, it might help. Yeah, it was September 5th. Now it's back on the Friday of the long weekend. Toni just announced that they're moving it back a week. So, very smart move by TK. Like, I understand that it's only 5 days. What? Yeah, it's 5 days after Forbidden Door. But at the same time, I don't see there being a problem with it, right? Like, it is essentially two different rosters for the most part. The only thing that sucks about it, and this is where we were talking about this during the All In broadcast, the original date of September 5th, that was going to be 1,000 days on the dot that Athena was going to be ROH Women's Champion. And let's face it, we got to get that title off her sooner than later. If she's going to be full-time on the main roster, well, the AEW roster, sorry. I think most people would call it the main roster anyway, but they could possibly make it 993. I know it's not 1,000, but still not a. It's still a hell of an accomplishment, right? Unless they want to do it on the Collision after or something, I don't know. or she keeps the title. She defends it at Death Before Dishonor and wins. And then they have another title match a week after. She wins in some controversial fashion to keep the title, which wouldn't be the best of endings either, but with all due respect, Bray, and I'm in the same boat as Meltzer right now. There's only so much wrestling you can watch. But there is some. Even Kurt Angle will tell you. Kurt Angle had better matches in TNA than he ever did in WWE. And honestly, his stuff in TNA still wasn't 5 stars. I think one of the biggest matches he had was not even a real wrestling match in TNA. That was his MMA style match against Samoa Joe. I think it was at one of the TNA lockdowns. Kurt Angle very well could have been the best wrestler of his generation. And that won't doubt. Uh-oh. Oh, goody. We got... Loving this mini push for AR. Well, I think AR could totally fit into this collision setup here, right? Who's my route? I have no idea, Bray. I'll be perfectly honest. There are so many good wrestlers can be put into so many good moments. I could have 4 different sets of Mount Rushmores based on a given day, given schematics. I'm not in a position where I actually have, per se, a favorite wrestler. Like, if that wrestler's wrestling, I have to see it. Yes, there's some that I will turn to absolutely watch. But any wrestler can put on an amazing match. Hey, Eric, good to see you tonight. Appreciate you having here. And yeah, but Zodiac, as you're talking here, AR Fox, he's always had the ability to be on that upper scale. He's just never had that exposure, and I think Collision is one of those places to do it. No, I just got a message from our Backbreaker Gaming NBA reporter, Kayla J. Apparently at the WNBA All-Star Game, and I'm sorry, we're going to get sports politics for a second here. I guess the girls came out in their warm-ups for the All-Star Game with shirts that said, "Pay what you owe us." Apparently the CBA isn't going very well there, so. Jesus, AR. A hanging Canadian destroyer. That was pretty odd. Like, the amount of inventiveness that AR Fox has. There is a reason why he's a former Evolve champion. If you guys aren't familiar with Evolve Wrestling, go back and check it out. I think it might be on the Netflix part and part of some of the indies they have. Because Evolve was bought by WWE just as they were trying to build up more content for the network. It was one of those indie promotions they bought. Like if the name Gabe Sapolsky rings a bell to anybody here, the former head of Ring of Honor, he took over a lot of the parts here for Evolve. Oh God, I really hate seeing that. The spirit gut is he's so missed. What the hell was Tony trying to say there? Stand up, show some respect here. Show some respect for this man. This also makes me wonder who's next for Moxley or for Hangman. We know where Moxley's going after Wednesday. He's lined up with Darby, just straight up. Yeah. That's why the only facts that I know in front of me are the ones that I report there. But yeah, if they're running in a net loss of 50 million, like I know things have turned around a fair bit because of we got Colt. I didn't realize that was Colt on the commentary. This will be fun having a Chicago guy there. But yeah, when it comes to WNBA, I don't know what to think in terms of that. The hell is Marina doing? Is that why Colt was out here just to choke out? Well, Moxley's here. Oh, Colt's busted open now. It's getting more popular because Clark's a huge spark, but yeah, and like I said, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I just literally got this news. But it's one thing I've learned when it comes to negotiation, you always try to get the first public shot in. You notice Colt's got his hand in there because he probably wouldn't have dealt with it, right? Moxley knows how to sell that. Colt's been around forever, so he knows what's going on, but why is this crowd doing this? They're just yelling, "You tapped out." Colt cut deep, yeah. Well, you know, if Colt hasn't had much to do for a while, and that's something to, yeah. I wonder. I really wonder where Mox is going to go from here. Like they're going after random people until Darby shows up, or what? Like you got to know the end game for this is going to be Moxley Darby. And I bet from there, Mox is going to be taking some time. Because I don't see them doing a rematch with Hangman. Is there really a need to at this point? They end up getting their definitive moment there with Hangman winning that title, right? So it makes me wonder where they're going to go first with Hangman. Are they going to go straight to MJF, or are they going to go? So they're going to go some other weird way. A yo yo yo, and away we go. Hello, McKerndy. How you doing tonight? We've been having an interesting time here on Dynamite tonight. We've had 2 big promos, 1 big match. We're doing okay. I'll admit I'm a little bit tired today. We had once again the 32-hour shift. My on-call was a little bit busy, but at the same time, was busy answering phones, so there wasn't any real emergencies to go out to. But you're always stressed out waiting for that next phone call. But today's been going well. We've talked a little bit of WNBA on top of things today, and got a hell of a show here for Collision here tonight. Makes you wonder how they're going to work the card around with the fact that they're doing Bane and Mello right now. Makes me think that they're going to do Callis Family versus Jet Speed Atal later, probably in our main event spot tonight. I wouldn't expect things to go too late tonight for Collision tonight, so. But I'm really excited. Like, tonight is the night we get back into my solo GM. We're gonna do our draft again for season 2. And Megan Bate and Ty Mello, everybody banned from ringside. Okay. She's actually taking Wheeler's advice. She's taking Wheeler's advice. This is not good. What do you think about the street fight stipulation put on Cody? I didn't even hear. By the way, before we continue, Zodiac, that is for you. Thank you. I don't know. McCurdy, I'll be honest, I didn't watch SmackDown yesterday. I haven't been really keeping up with WWE for a whole lot, but I think that's what you have to do if you go from a regular match. WWE tells you have to up it, right? Everybody's banned from ringside for this match, Zodiac. So Ty Mello's picked out. So Ty comes out by herself. No Anna Jay. No Penelope Ford. No Harley Cameron. It's literally just one-on-one tonight. The new WWE 2K25 DLC look good next week. Yeah. I'll be honest. I love the third pack, and I'll be we'll be picking that up here on Wednesday prior to. Yeah, it's Wednesday, so we'll be picking it up prior to our next week of online My GM that we're doing after the show. So those characters will be available for our draft coming up in another week's time. I don't know how that works for tonight's draft with my solo run here because I am using a custom roster, which I wanted to edit, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like I can because I downloaded some more AEW wrestlers. We'll see how things go. I don't know how exactly that works on it, so. But yeah, the fights between these two have been absolutely nuts. But yeah, yesterday was contract side. Cody would sue the side. Cody beat him up, forced him to decide it. Ah, okay, fair enough. I honestly don't worry about it a whole lot. I'll have it on in the background as I'm probably editing some videos next Saturday. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I'm just more interested in seeing how they're going to get this. If they're finally going to get this women's tag division going here with all these women's singles matches. And the roster's starting to fill out pretty well here. See, the problem with this arm bar right here is she doesn't have any control of the back, so. See, if she could grab her left foot with her right hand, this would be like a death grip kind of thing. Could get her all the way up, but got enough of it. No, I'm not talking about the WWE one, sir. Like I was mentioning earlier, this is an AEW show, man. So don't forgive me if a little bit of these titles are going to be. We talk more about these than those. Oh God. So Megan talked about having Ty tried to turn motherhood into a gimmick. That's fair, but yeah, like I said, there's been rumors of an AEW Women's Tag Team title. They do need to establish a little more women's product on the TV, which they typically do on Collision. Like the matches are usually 3-2, 4-2 ratio wise between men and women. Dynamite's still 5-1, which personally I feel needs to change a little bit, but who am I to say? But yeah, the women's tag titles, those will go to Flair and Bliss at SummerSlam. And yeah, just watching everything all for the most part here, going through it. Like this women's tag division, we might see something after Forbidden Door, maybe. Think they break up? Well, maybe they will. One thing I know consistently, and I know it for the fact that we're playing it right now in our GM mode, WWE likes to overstay their welcome on some rivalries, so more intriguing. It's It's always good to wait on getting a good rival if you have it. Yeah, there might not. I just saw the pictures of the shirts. I think there might not be a WNBA season next year. But yeah, in terms of everything, it's like Saturday nights here, we get to see some things that we normally don't get to see. And sorry, folks, if there's something interesting going on in the match right now. In Canada, unfortunately, we don't get the full feed. I am gonna have to try and see if I can get it online somehow. If I get the picture online and scream it off my computer, I think I might just switch over and start doing that soon. Oh, you aren't getting it either? Okay. The only reason I said anything is because they actually flipped to that screen. Right before they flipped over to a regular commercial here, sorry. Yeah, Buff having to amputate his leg. I don't know the exact reason why, but just hope that he adapts. Like that's one thing about wrestlers more than anybody else. They know how to adapt to certain situations. Uh Ty, you might want to be a little more careful here. Oh, went for that knee and it just did not work. So we're getting Hangman versus Wheeler next week because of an attack on Colt Cabana. That that's Charlie Day levels of stringing things together on that kind of story. But I'd more put it out there that they do a tag with Colt. Even if they did a tag like Wheeler and Claudio versus Colt and Page, I'd go with it a little bit, but why would you just. Yeah. The first time that I've ever seen a match book that I'm just like, huh? Got the high knee. Brazilian Destroyer! You notice how Ty grabbed her left hand after she left it loose for a second there? Very smart move there. Ad hoc Canadian Destroyer. Go for that Ty KO. Unfortunately, it turns perfectly into a fisherman suplex here. So is she going for the power bomb now? Yeah, she's gotten rid of the F5. There it is. Yeah, I think the talk's been over, especially now that if you guys didn't hear a recent interview with Daniel Cormier, they actually mentioned that Lesnar is now on the official TKO ban list. Which apparently, he's done some bad stuff, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'll get to it in a sec here, Zodiac. Okay. Callis just in there just trying to recruit everybody. The only thing he needs is those Dark Order cards. Remember at the beginning of AEW when the Dark Order was handing out cards to everybody that moved? It almost feels that way. But yeah, the reason she got rid of it, I think there's two reasons. One, everyone used to call it the F5, and it's still, the reputation of it being still at F5 is just there. The second thing is, with some of the women on the roster, they don't know how to take it right. And if you have a lot more women that aren't able to post properly for it, it just turns into one big spluch. Or basically, what's the best way to put it? And if it just isn't going to look good, then why do it? Because I noticed the last few times that Megan's used it in matches, it basically, the girls didn't, how do I don't want to get too technical about it, but basically the way it works is the person who's on top has to basically cross their legs, get them nice and tight, because basically it's going to be like throwing a log, right? If you throw a log over and it lands straight down, you could whip a log a lot quicker than just a loose limb, right? So if it's not looking good, switch over to something better. And yeah, Slammiversary looks to be a big show. I hope it is. I'll catch some of the replays later and such, but we're going to be here with River City Girls 2 tomorrow night, so. And Vic, good to see you here tonight, sir. Thank you for pulling in. If you guys haven't checked out Vic's show, I would highly recommend it. He just had an interview with Mike Santana, who ironically enough has just been announced for an appearance here in Edmonton with Top Talent Pro Wrestling, his return, August 22nd. So he very well could show up here in Edmonton with the Top Talent, the TNA World Championship. And then a month later, TNA's coming up here to Alberta for 2 shows on my birthday and the day after. So, well, yeah, if you guys get a chance, go check out Vic's interview with Mike Santana. Vic, if you got a link to the interview, feel free to throw it in the chat. I'll copy it and throw it into the YouTube chat as well for you. So, but yeah, Slammiversary. I hope it turns out to be a good card. I'll be honest. Tessa's hold my money. Tessa's hold my money back. As much as I love Indy Hartwell, I'm not feeling as bad about Enzo, but or a real one as they call it now, as they call him now. Not feeling as bad about him, but there's enough there. All right, let me get this here, and I'll put it over the YouTube chat as well. There you go, chat. Go check out Vic's interview with Mike Santana over there. So Alex Windsor gets her singles debut tonight. I find it ironic that she's getting her debut just as it's been found out that hubby's going to be taking some time off for a while. Because apparently he's got some long-strung injuries that are holding him up right now. So we starting up 1 hour. Starting at 1 hour before showtime tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. I'm probably gonna start around 7 tomorrow or 9 p.m. my time. I work tomorrow, so unfortunately I don't get home until closer to 7 my time or 7 your time. 7 on the East Coast, 5 o'clock my time. But yeah, we're last week I got lucky just because I was off. That's why I was streaming earlier. But yeah, I'll be catching highlights later of the show. Just I'm oh no, I'm not covering Slammiversary tomorrow, Vic, sorry. Uh our buddy Nick's gonna be over there watching it, so yeah, I won't be watching it all, so I'll be doing, like I said, I'll be playing River City Girls 2 tomorrow. But Nick Thoreau 12, I do believe, is going to be doing a sidecast for it. He's a buddy of ours here over on the channel. Does a lot of great work. I really wonder how those. Are we going to put the title? Are we going to do the. So they finished the. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. They finished the Chicago residency, and just before they head across the pond, they have Dynamite and Collision in Cincinnati, which, if you don't know, is the home of John Moxley. So in many ways, that could be Bizarro World. So I really do hope they don't even show Darby there. Because that's going to be a bit of a momentum stop for that promo there, or that whatever they're going to do. Jesus, what a lariat. Put her in the Windsor knot. That's what it should be called. The fuzzy boots. Hey, I'm with you. Fuzzy boots will always get you over. I remember we had one local wrestler who decided to go with the fuzzy boots, and that's all she was remembered for the next 8 months. What the hell? Andrea? I think it's supposed to be the Windsor knot, just because, she is Alex Windsor. So is Athena starting to do the Jericho thing where you don't get the girl's name right? Or is that just legitimately a screw up on her part? Oh, God. Balcony bitch. Toni on 2 nights in a row. This woman is Midas Mike. Yeah, well, she always has been. Whoa. Oh. Now it's HR every week. Yeah. Shine my shoe on your sphincter. Ooh. When she hits puberty. Wow. Well, screw it. I'm coming after you. So now this match on Wednesday's become a title eliminator match. Catch me if you. You know what you should? She should have said, "Catch me outside." How about that? All right, so we're gonna get Starks and Storm on Wednesday. That is gonna be fun. That's essentially the equivalent of Nick Wayne and Christian Cage. Whoa. Anthony Bowen should drop the STP or the 5-tool player moniker. I hate it because the biggest reason I hate it is because it looks like STP, not 5TP. Just the font looks horrible to me. You can call yourself a 5-tool player all you want. Yeah, there's a big heel turn. I'll be honest, I don't know which way it's going to go. And I know where you were going with that. Don't worry, Zodiac. I got you. And Eric, yeah, one way or the other. I don't know if Billy's going to join Max maybe, or if I would say Anthony turning heel will probably be the smartest thing to do in this case. Just because he's not doing it as a face right now, trying to be that intense face to win here. Oh my God. Gotta throw them all out, folks. It's a little Bowser boys. Let's go. They got rid of the jackets tonight. Damn it. I'm going to have to get an extra little Mario Brothers theme put together for the little Bowser boys as we go here. Ah, yes. Drink the knowledge from the learning tree. And I'm just on iced tea again tonight. Hey, McG, how you doing tonight? Everybody just piling in here for the start of the second hour. Hey! PJC, how the heck are you doing too? See that Upper Deck is putting the Hangman's Fork in one of their sets as a 1-1. Nice! I got to get myself one of those digital cards too. Because AEW's got those digital Upper Deck digital cards that are available. You know, always get something free from AEW when you can, because Lord knows you got to pay $50 for a pay-per-view. And myself, I'm doing pretty good. I'll admit, a little bit tired, a little bit excited though. Getting ready for my GM coming up after this. I'm usually tired. Yeah, well, dragging out a Saturday a little bit hurts sometimes. I love the fact that the guns are back. Also been 36. Oh, that's fair. Like, today has been our first day of solid rain all week. Like, for a couple weeks. It literally just poured all day today, and it turned out to be great. I love it. When you work in car washes, it means a shorter day. We're scheduled to get rain all the way till Tuesday, a.k.a. my Friday. Consider that a win. Been hot as balls for a couple weeks. Yeah, I get you. No, it's been atypically really warm this year. Like, this is our first real... It's going to be a week for us starting Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, by the way, how did you hear about the... what did you think about the news that dropped today? Tony Khan put Tekla on a 45-day probationary period after beating up the previous owner that she left at Stardom. If you guys didn't hear, Tekla left Stardom by going up to the president of the company during a press conference and beating the ever-living shit out of him. Pardon my French, but it's true. So Tony's like, you're talented, but you're on probation for 45 days, so you can't beat me up. Today is the 45th day, and Tekla is officially signed with AEW. Kayfabe Promotion's the best. I love it. I love these little stories. Like, TK is a fan. Oh, shit. But yeah, we're expecting a little cooler temperatures. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll be honest, I've been a little stressed for the last week here. Like, I had some projects I was planning on getting done for the stream this week. Like, I was gonna update an overlay for us for the My GM, both this week's season 2 or tonight's season 2 debut for the solo run, as well as our multi-man online streams that we do Wednesdays. But then Google decided to be a bitch. Apparently, they locked me out of being able to use my Google Drive, and the cost went up from $110 a month for 5 accounts, or 4 accounts, to $250. Granted, that's Canadian dollars, so it's like $5 in the US. So I've literally been spending all week downloading every file I have onto portable hard drives, because I'm getting rid of that service. I think I got another one that I'm going to replace it with here. It's going to be a little easier. I don't know if Lexi Nair is that much in favor of him straddling the top rope like that. Or Gunther, if you're a local wrestling fan here. Take notes. So legally, it's both men, and the Bad Apple and Big Bill are supposed to be the 2 legal men right now. Just shots everywhere as we go to commercial. Got a 17-inch new laptop. Nice. You deserve a horn for that. Congrats, Eric. I hope it's running well for you. No, I'm lately I've just been editing like crazy. Like, most of Thursday after stream was downloading all my files. Friday, when I got home from work, I was editing videos, because we got next week's videos already lined up for the gaming channel. The only one I have to wait for is the one I'm doing tonight. That's going to go up next Saturday. We're going to get back in that routine now of every Tuesday we're going to get our online GM done, so you guys can watch it on Tuesday online if you missed it, and so you can catch up on Wednesday. And then the solo GM that I'm doing every Saturday, I'm going to have that uploaded every Friday. So you guys are going to have a chance Friday, Saturday to check it out before we get back into it every Saturday night here. And just a note, pretty much decided, unless something happens, even if there is like a PLE on a Saturday, we're going to run after the PLE or somewhere in that range. Because I know we got SummerSlam coming up here in just a couple weeks. Or what the hell am I? Yeah. 2 weeks' time. That's what it is. So will be running after SummerSlam, I think, or hell, at the point I'll go, I might even book during the main event, depending how the first night is. I just hope that first night they main event it properly. Because what? Io, Rhea, and Naomi should be the main event of night one, if you ask me personally. But it's also a little, well, I don't know all the matches on the card right now, so. That is a 2-night SummerSlam, is it not? Or is it just one night? Unless they start the 2 nights next year. For some reason, I thought it was 2 nights starting this year. It's 2 nights? Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, night one should be Naomi, Rhea, and Io. And of course, you're going to do Cody Cena main event night 2. If it ends up being Punk and Gunther, like, don't get me wrong, it won't be a bad match, but Leo, are you a freaking moron? You managed Bobby Lashley for how long? Oh shit. I don't know. I know he's talked about not doing it. He said he would never do it because of his kid not understanding it. But Cody also said that he invented AEW.
What the hell is that?
Now, are the Guns going to win this with one man? Oh no. That's what happened. Cody helped create it, but no, he says he's if it wasn't for him, it would never happen. Like, basically taking all the credit away from the Bucks, away from TK. Well, I'm glad that Toni got out of the way in time. That's the case. I wonder how they relate. Oh, apparently it's not good. Oh, there's Ricochet. So this is intentional that they couldn't do the 310 to Yuma. If you didn't hear, and as we get the pinfall here, you'll notice that I cringed a little bit on that move that Big Bill did on Austin outside the ring. I haven't seen much for like stuff behind the scenes here, but I did see Austin being carried out by medical at the end of the match, or after the match on Thursday. So unfortunately, it looks like he may be legit injured again. So kind of sucks to see Dustin celebrate Cody on social, but that's exactly it. Like I'm gonna be, I'll be blunt about this, and I don't like to bring a lot of WWE themes into the show while we got matches going on, but right now we're just going through this promo here. We got a little segment here. I've lost a fair bit of respect for Cody over the last few weeks. Been a real company man, I think is the best way to put it. I don't blame him for that, but at the same time, for all the stuff he shit on before, and now we're seeing the best part of Dynamite, or best part of Collision, every week. Who's going to come out and destroy him? You think it's going to be Bowens tonight? Everybody's got the chant down now, so he hates it. Ah, yes, I love it. Angel Reese comment, I love it. There are people making mad money over the fact Angel Reese cannot score. Well, she scores less than me. All right, Kyle O'Reilly. This is random. But it looks like Paragon might be Paragoning by themselves for a while. Kyle might actually give Max a match. He might let him get 3 moves in. But it's like anybody that needs to break a losing streak, just bring him into the caster challenge. Which makes sense why you would bring Bowens out. Yeah, I find it interesting. I do. In the last few weeks, my conception of a lot of wrestlers has changed a fair bit. Like Cody's changed a lot. Wait till we get people from New Japan answering challenge. You're probably not going to get that for another couple weeks yet. Tony's not going to bring him in until they're closer to. His decision not to trust wrestlers except Hangman because he's an angel. That's fair. But here's an example. Like, if you read that Players Tribune article about Charlotte Flair and Roderick just had his foot out. It's not his fault if Max tripped over it. You notice Max still has a mic in his hand? Oh, there goes the mic. Kyle, stop. Kyle. Is he actually going to win this? I love this. Straight armbar on the tap. Oh my God. That almost looked like the Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners at Revolution. Yeah, okay, we're not going to play anymore. Boom, done. Yeah, that was on Max. He stepped on Roddy's foot and it was Roddy's fault. Yeah. So we're probably going to end up getting a conglomeration exposition here at Forbidden Door, I would think. As we hit another commercial break here coming up. But yeah, just overall, like, there's been a lot of wrestlers who my chain of thoughts have changed quite a bit on the last few days. And I've always said never meet your heroes because sometimes they'll just let you down. For the most part, I do. Well, let's face it. The fact you can't be a complete jerk in this business and get all the way up unless you're exceptionally talented. It's no different than being a streamer or any of the other position that you want in life, like any job. There's only two reasons why you have the position you do. Especially in, like, I'll say for streaming, there's two things. You're either highly talented or you're highly entertaining. I still haven't figured out which one I am right now. Especially when it comes to fighting games, which, by the way, we're going to have a very special episode of the Fight Club on Tuesday. I got a new toy that I do have to give credit to. You're the one that's handsome. You deserve that. No, like I said, and I think the thing about you have to find your niche as a streamer or as any job you have. You got to find where you fit in for the roles. For me here, I'm just like, guys, I'm 47. I'm not a spring chicken, but I like certain things and I like them a little differently and I remember different things compared to others. So combine the expertise with a little bit of knowledge. Yes, I know expertise and knowledge are pretty much the same thing, but they are different slightly. And it will produce great results for you. And that's so far what I feel like my stream's all about. Like, we're all here talking a lot of common sense, right? Like, anybody can post out great reactions to something, but it's like, for example, today, they were showing the video of Solo Sikoa getting pulled out of the arena by the cops, getting thrown into the vehicle. And everybody's like, oh, that was awesome. I'm like, you know what? I want a side-by-side to when the Mountie was being arrested for losing the jailhouse match with the Big Boss Man back in SummerSlam 91. I think it was SummerSlam 91. The one that was in New York. That was hilarious. And I think Solo's in that same category right now in terms of entertainment. And a lot of fun there, so. All right, well, we got a different fight going on. Robinson wanted to go after Ricochet, and now all right, Big Bill and Juice Robinson. This isn't exactly something I was thinking we were going to get before, but I'm definitely looking forward to it now. Juice's return match. Hey, Zodiac, he's not the person to ask about it. He's not the one to ask about it. You ask Toni. Who else is? What are they main eventing tonight? Okay, so they're doing the 8-man tag as a main. This will be fun. This will be a lot of fun here tonight. Roosh not getting his same entrance. Like the headgear's not here, and hell yeah, Roosh. Where's his JRPG villain gear? Exactly. Like maybe it's for special events. I don't know. I love how Shibata has literally no Tron. His Tron is the Japanese flag, and that's it. Fits in with the trunks, fits in with the gear. Just plain Jane. What's going on with Orange Cassidy? I heard it was neck. Shoulder or neck? I'm more likely shoulder, I do believe. But he's out for a while. He's out. By the way, speaking of which, yesterday, Kevin Owens, successful neck surgery. Probably looking at over 2 years of recovery. They've already pretty much ruled him out of 41 and 42 for Mania, so just want to wish him best wishes. Hope everything's as good as it can be for him. My God, those chops. Somebody's got to stop this eventually, right? I love Shibata. He's like, no. You don't go to the ropes. Let's do this right now. I don't know how much respite you're going to get outside the ring here. Why is Jushin Thunder Liger out in the crowd? Do you want to talk about fumbles? Like, we always talk about these players that go to one team and they just completely fumble them up. He's on excursion. But you want to talk about a promotion that fumbles people? Like, they completely outestimated what Shibata was going to be capable of doing. It's one thing I like about Collision. For the most part, like, there was that interference spots in the 8-man tag. But unless they're going to actually set up a real feud, they usually keep the wrestling matches one-on-one on Collision. I'm assuming Joe shows up right before Forbidden Door, or they get set up for Forbidden Door that way. Because what? We're just over a week and a half away from Twisted Metal Season 2 coming out. I think, honestly, the reviews I've heard from Twisted Metal are almost the opposite of what I heard from the Halo show. From what I heard, the Halo show started well and then just decided to take a jump off the deep end. And for Twisted Metal, I heard it was rough to start, and then it just takes off and just is a great show. So, but yeah, July 30th is when season 2 comes out. Thank you for the endorsement, McG. I have always been thinking about getting the Paramount account so I can watch it here a little bit, but I'm still going through the Halo season 1 over. They moved that over to Netflix, so got a chance to check it out there. But yeah, just so Joe's out with that right now. Osprey apparently is going to be out for a considerable amount of time, whether it's sporadically or consistently. We're not sure. Because if it is sporadically, okay, fine. Like, he can actually go with a lighter schedule. I don't think that's going to be a big deal to anybody. I think most of us can agree that Osprey is the guy that you don't need to push him real hard right now because his title push is going to be coming this time next year. Apparently, he's got some injuries he's been fighting for a while. That's why the tag match was actually a pretty good thing for him at All In. But yeah, SRS has been reporting that, yeah, there's going to be some extended time off for Osprey right now just due to injury. And they said it could be sporadically off or consecutively off. They're not sure. And sporadically off basically means you show up for every 3 weeks. It's every month. Get that pop and move on there. That very well could mean he could set up for the... He's probably going to show up for Forbidden Door no matter what. Like, my personal feeling, you still set up Gabe Kidd versus Osprey for Forbidden Door. And that just sell tickets right there. I know there's been talk about Zack Sabre Jr. versus Will Ospreay ever since Sabre Jr. won the title off of Goto there, who was cast for E. Honda in the Street Fighter movie. So that very well could be the reason why he was booked off. Roosh just going ape share right now. Jesus. Shibata's is a little more stiff, I would feel. Seen Roosh take that? Yeah, maybe. That's actually a lot more devastating of a suplex if you're being pulled by your head rather than using the arm in the conventional way of doing it. It's still safe because you're still protecting the neck, but at the same time, no, it has not been a bad AEW tonight. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I kept my expectations low this week. Because let's face it, we just had the biggest show of the year, and a lot of our guys are busted up, beaten, battered. Sort of like half my roster in 2K25, thanks to a certain somebody playing a power card on me. Not that he's in the chat or anything right now. Not that I'm not bitter for 2 days already. 3 days. Shibata just going to town right now. But no, overall, like, we haven't really explored any real rivalries quite yet. We're getting some matches previewed for next week, but nothing really like a long-term feud going on. Here's to more in the future. Well, cheers to you too, sir. I will say I'm thankful you played that card in week 20, not week 6 or anything like that. Shibata just quickly switched over to a sleeper. Oh, this match is blowing out. No, wait. Wanted to have more impact for Mania build? Yeah, that's true. The thing about it, Nigel, is the fact that those guys didn't get an offensive move in on Shibata. So if Roosh wins this, do we get an LFI versus the Ops trios match? In many ways, I feel that makes sense, right? All right, Shibata's dead. I'd love to see it. Yep, there it is. Hit a finisher. So this should essentially line up a... This could be a potential for a trios. Well, here comes Powerhouse, guaranteed now. Powerhouse, come on. There it is. Yeah, it looks like we got to set up. You know what? The fact that we're getting somebody in a trios title feud. My God, Roosh, you stole Nigel's water, you bastard. But the fact we're getting LFI versus the Ops instead of just the same feud that we waiting for a while, and looks like they're actually going to build it up. To me, that's pretty cool. Nigel understands. Of course he does. But he doesn't have the hair to do that. We might finish on time tonight, folks. Wow. As we're getting ready for our main event coming up here, so. All right, folks. I guess as we are getting into our main event, yes, I know I'm in the middle of an ad break, but, you know, for those watching on the YouTubes as well, once again, thank you to everybody here, and we'll give you a little breakdown about what's going over here on the channel for the next week. After we're done here, we're going to shut down the YouTube. We're going to be exclusively on Twitch because, well, we have music on there that YouTube's just going to say, no, you can't do that anymore. We are going to be back with our solo run of WWE 2K25 My GM mode. Me and Xavier Woods are in first place right now. I got to figure out who I'm going to keep in terms of drafting. And it looks like I have to be one of them. And then we'll see who else we get. Plus, we're going to have to draft a whole new roster. Plus, we're going to get week 1 in. And then tomorrow night, we'll be here with River City Girls, probably around 9 Eastern. Might try to get on a little bit earlier, maybe a little later. Going to try and get through that because we got plans for other games coming up here. So, no stream Monday. Tuesday, we'll be here with the Backbreaker Fight Club. Thanks to makeshift, what's the phrase that they use these days? Makeshift Magic Mallow Money, I believe is what Adam Blank uses quite often. Makeshift Money, another Chris. He actually asked me a question on X about using fight pads. And I said, oh, all the world hates a coward. So I do have a fight pad and we're going to try it out. Brand new one for Xbox here. 8-Bit Duo has come out with one, so we're going to try that out Tuesday night. Wednesday, we're going to be back here with AEW Dynamite, both here on YouTube and on Twitch. We're also going to have our online GM series with myself, PJC, Chris Complete, a.k.a. Zodiac, and Vic from the Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots podcast. We are getting into the finale of Season 1 with our WrestleMania card coming up this week. And then Thursday might be another River City Girls 2 stream. That's where we're headed. Like I said, I want to try and see if we can finish that up. But do yourself a favor, check out our Backbreaker_Gaming YouTube channel. Daily content there for over 3 years, including MLB The Show, as well as Dragon Quest 11. Our newest member, Walker Pipe Guy, has been running through that, as well as My River City Girls, and, of course, the replays of WWE 2K25. But whether you're lurking, whether you're watching, whether you're chatting, you're always appreciated here. Just do me a solid here. Hit your follows if you haven't. Hit your subscribes if you can. Most importantly, tell all your friends. And once again, it's just appreciative of having all you here. So, as we're getting into the main event, and Hitchesero gets his music for the entrance for the Callis family. How do we go with that? I guess it's the fact that Hitchesero got the pin on Wednesday over Bandito because they're trying to set up that match for Death Before Dishonor. Which, by the way, if you haven't checked out Supercard of Honor from last Friday, do yourself a favor, pay the $10 for Honor Club. Check out the replay. Bandito Takeshita, absolutely phenomenal. That whole card, I would say the first 10 minutes is a little bit of a hiccup because you are Michael Oku and it's Michael Oku and Hitchesero. They just seemed they weren't on the first page for about the first 5 minutes. Then everything just ran smooth and butter. Their match, including everything else. So I guess one of the biggest notes on this match and one of the biggest news that dropped this week is the fact that Hitchesero has actually signed one of those dual brand contracts. And it's official that CMLL is signing those dual brand contracts with AEW. So basically, Hitchesero is allowed to work CMLL shows and AEW shows, and both promoters are going to work to make sure that they're able to open each other up, each other's schedules up for them. For me, this is big. Like, this is probably going to be something. Like, I know Takeshita was the first person to actually sign one of those. It was a New Japan, AEW, and DDT contract. That's what it was. The three of them. But Hichisero, get the fact that they're bridging through to CMLL, I think that might actually hold more significance. Because CMLL is very, very protective of their wrestlers. Well, and you can sort of understand that with like a Stephanie Vaquer and what happened with that whole situation. It's an example. They've had millions of stuff like this happen, but because they haven't had the exposure, they haven't had the ability to say anything about it. So. No, Bandito's going after Hichisero's mask. The good guy's not supposed to go over the bad guy stuff. Oh, Nigel got caught, he said last night. So for folks that warp into reality a little bit, this was taped on Thursday. I'll be honest, I don't know any results. The only thing I saw for this show online was the injured Austin Gunn. Athena versus Alex Windsor for the ROH Women. Whoa. Folks, what are the odds? Next week is a live show of AEW Collision. Chat, what are the odds of Alex Windsor beating Athena, whether it be Toni interference or not? That Alex Windsor takes that title. Fairly high. That would actually be. I was actually going to give it about a 25% chance, but honestly, 25% chance compared to everything else we've dealt with is pretty high. Could you imagine, and if Toni costs Athena that title, the ramifications of that happening could be absolutely amazing. Because then you get Athena so pissed off that she wants to cash in her contract right away. And essentially you're going to bring that up for Forbidden Door, I think. As much as I'd love to see somebody from Stardom take on Toni Storm, I think Forbidden Door for Athena might be a whole different ball of wax. I think it could be a very different story about everything. And also that Forbidden Door match, you could always put Mercedes in there, right? Let's face it, we haven't seen Mercedes since she lost. She's probably going to take it a couple weeks off, I would think. Bandito's too busy high-fiving outside the crowd. If you ever get a chance to watch Josh Alexander Bailey one-on-one, I do believe it's from Impact Wrestling. The one thing about Josh, like, it was amazing. Like, I think it was About 2 years ago, just as we were starting to open up, Josh Alexander was starting his. He was getting a big run in Impact as the world champion, but he was setting up to a match, a 60-minute Iron Man match on one of the pay-per-views. TNA historians in the chat, you guys can let me know more about this than I can. But the one thing that he was doing is every indie promotion that he was working, and Josh was going out there all the time, working on the indies. He was doing 60-minute Iron Man matches nightly on the indies. Like, he would take a Thursday, Friday, Saturday booking and work 60 minutes each of those. Just so the stamina was so high. And getting used to the feeling of being in there for that long. That he almost made it feel like it was just a warm-up match for him when he finally got to the one on the pay-per-view. Which I get. Muscle memory helps a lot when it comes to that stuff, but holy crap. A little bit of amazing if you ask me. But yeah, like, watching everything that's going on here right now, like the fact that Jet Speed, I honestly thought Jet Speed was going to win those titles at All In, and I don't know what they're going to do with them right now. Like, the Callis family seems to be like the sum of interchangeable parts in terms of coming up with feuds with people. It almost feels like the Hurt Syndicate's going to be, I don't want to say on ice, but maybe they got a feature match against somebody in New Japan. I really don't know how many people in New Japan are really left that they really want to put on the show like that, though. No disrespect to the roster. I know they have great matches. And they're going through a hell of a G1 right now. By the way, shout out to Takeshita for getting his first win last night on in the G1 by choking out Gabe Kidd. In an absolutely fantastic match from what I've heard. Now, that's the other thing now. You got Forbidden Door coming up, but you also have the G1 going on right now. So once that round robin is done, a lot of the wrestlers will be freed up to be able to make appearances here in North America. Or whether in Europe too, right? I love how Speedball just look at the corner. He's like, ah, shit, I screwed up. Nice drop kick. Bandito's dying for a tag right now. Bandito's getting the shot from the crowd. A little bit of a pop. But moves like that are going to help you quite a bit. Attaboy, Rocky. Just get a little shot in. Uh-oh. The K-tape's going away. Oh, God. Hit your Sarah with that knee. Not the K-tape. How will he survive? Oh, damn you. Go for a buckle bomb, gets reversed into a code red. No, that's hilarious. Like, yes, the K-tape helps in many cases, but unless you're absolutely separated, I don't think it's going to do a lot. Oh, God. Can I just talk about how good Archer is? Lance Archer is a wrestler. He's been around forever. Never gets talked about enough about how great of a guy, how great of a wrestler he is, how good of a talker he is. We've seen him a few times on commentary, and he just nails it every time. Oh, here we go. The chaos to end the night. You know what's bad when I see the chaos and I'm already firing up the Xbox? Kevin Knight just flies in there like a kite. Well, Hichisero just flatlined Knight there like nothing. All right, time for everybody to get their moves in. And all three of them move exactly at the right time. Gotta love it. Oh my God. And Archie just stacks them up like corkwood. Jesus. Kevin Knight doing the work. Oh, they did the assisted flip. I love it. I think it was Umberto did that in WWE before, where they used the extra bottom rope for that. Oh, God. Do not tell me Rocky Romero's going to get a pin. Rocky never gets a pin. Rocky's there to lose. Like, you know that Die Rocky Die chant? It actually happens with Romero. Oh, God. This is just chaos to finish tonight, isn't it? And the 21 plex out of nowhere. Shooting star on Rocky. What a shock. Rocky Romero takes a pin. I'd like to see how many pins Rocky Romero's taken in the last year. Like in 52 weeks, he's got to get at least 45. Like he's there to lose. I am looking forward to Hichisero Bandito at Death Before Dishonor. That is going to be a fun night. So we're going to get Hangman and Wheeler because Colt got choked out here tonight. If you weren't familiar, Colt Cabana got choked out by the Death Riders in an earlier promo. Colt Cabana originally was on commentary tonight to start off, so yeah, it was interesting to say the least here. But boom, boom, exactly. Boom, boom, Colt Cabana, boom, boom, Colt Cabana. Or more appropriately, Agent 8 for the Dark Order. But yeah, hell of a night for Dynamite, or for Collision tonight. You had a lot of lot of the undercard got a chance tonight. You got that $20,000 tag team match. You got Juice now setting up a fight with Big Bill. I hope Austin's okay with his knee. You're also looking at Alex Windsor getting her first victory over Taya Valkyrie. Now she's got Athena next week in an ROH championship match. You had, once again, Megan Bain just dominating, beating Ty Mello. No shame on Mello. She put on a hell of a performance. That was a hell of a match, but Bain getting back on the winning track now. You're getting a little bit more of a story. I wonder who this guaranteed win is that Billy Gunn picked up for Anthony Bowens. That's going to be next week's Collision as well. Maybe it's Rocky Romero after we saw what happened here. But all in all, like I said, I didn't have high expectations for this show, but I was thoroughly impressed with it. So expectations not blown, but at least they were met and give it a little bit extra. So, but with that being said, that's going to wrap up this part of the show. It's also going to wrap up our stream over on the YouTubes because, once again, DMCA music and such. So, we're going to wrap up that part of the broadcast here. Over on YouTube, just remember, we are going to be back here on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite as we get to see Yuta and Paige and Starks and Storm and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So make sure you join us for a fun time here. It always is. And always appreciate having you here. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Tell all your friends. And we'll see y'all here next time on the AEW Collision Sidecast over on Backbreaker Video. Take care, everybody.